What up, Broncos country? Welcome back to the channel. So here to recap the Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos, where the Broncos get a huge victory on Monday night. Definitely needed to get this win. And I said that it would be a close game in the preview video. I'm eating that prediction. But I also said, I believe I said that if they do everything I said, they could have a good game, blow the team out, which our defense in this one looked elite. They look like the defense that we've been talking about all year long. Another thing before we get into recap here, congrats to Sean Payton. Hit a milestone tonight. Tied Bill Parcells for 16th all-time in league history at 172 regular season wins. So that is a pretty awesome achievement right there. Now, let's look at stats of the game. I don't know, when I was watching this game, I was cooking dinner and didn't really get to fully see everything that happened, but I watched a lot of it, and I felt like there was a lot left on the table in this game as well. I feel like the Broncos could have easily put up 40-plus points, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like there were some drives that they were just kind of sloppy. They weren't really in sync on. But hey, they did enough to win, 28-3. It kind of reminds me of a score from a Super Bowl some odd years ago that score made me feel a little something. I was like, is this score safe? I was just like, we see the memes of it all the time, but there was like 5 minutes left. I was like, I doubt that anything bad's going to happen. I was like, the Bengals might get a touchdown if they do a 2-minute drive thing here. But no, it didn't happen. Broncos did exactly what I said in the preview. I said they had to make Jake Browning's life miserable, and they did. I mean, the defense just... The Bengals, they went up 3-0, and then the Broncos after that scored 28 straight points. So that was definitely one of the keys to success there. And then another thing that was crazy in this one that I'm super happy to see, the Broncos finally had themselves a 100-yard rusher. Jacob Dobbins hit the 101 mark in this game. It's been 38 games since the Broncos have had a 100-yard rusher. 38 games. There's 17 per season, so it's been over 2 years. It's been about 3 years since we've seen a running back have 100-plus yards. I want to say Latavius Murray is the last one to do it. I can't even remember. It's been so long. You guys remember, go ahead and leave in the comments down below just to refresh my memory. But yeah, it's been it's been a while. So I was very happy to see that tonight. Bo Nix had a better game. He did have one interception where he was just trying to zing it in the end zone right there, which, I mean, it looked like he had Courtland Sutton for a second, but no, one of the Bengals guys had jumped and snatched it. So, but yeah, I was right before half. I was like, oh man, I hope that doesn't change the momentum. I think it was like 14-3 at that point. Broncos end up getting the ball back, and then they score a touchdown. Then Bo Nix gets to the Courtland Sutton. So could have been a momentum shifting turnover. Ended up forgetting it and just taking the momentum right back had they given any. But yeah, the leading receiver for the Broncos tonight, Courtland Sutton, he had 5 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Leading receiver for the Bengals, no, it was not Jamar Chase. It was actually T. Higgins. That was the guy who cooked us last year. I think Riley Moss kind of had his revenge in this game. I mean, he was the leading receiver for them. Only 32 yards for 3 catches. Their leading rusher was Chase Brown. Chase Brown, he had 40 yards on 10 carries. Jake Browning was 14 of 25 for 125 yards. So, yeah, he didn't do very well. Alex Singleton, leading tackler in this one. 11 tackles. Sacks, Nick Benito had 1.5, so very good to see him come through. And the Bengals, guess what? 0 sacks. That's pretty crazy right there. The O-line for the Broncos, they did very well blocking, and I think they did very well run blocking as well. I mean, R.J. Harvey, I felt like I saw him have a couple good runs. And Dobbins had a great night too. Looking at the standings here, the Broncos are now tied for second in the AFC West with the Kansas City Chiefs, 2-2. The Chargers are 3-1, and then the Raiders are 1-3. And it looks like, as of right now, the Chiefs have the tiebreaker, so they are in second. The Broncos are currently third. Time of possession in this one, Denver had a walloping gap in time possession. They had 37-58 time possession to 22-02. In the red zone, the Broncos were 3 for 4, and the Bengals were 0 for 1. Fourth down, the only fourth down that had been gone for was by the Broncos. They were 0 for 1. Third downs, Broncos 8 for 14, Bengals 2 for 11. Penalties, 7 for 72 yards on the Broncos and 11 for 65 yards on the Bengals. So, yeah, this game, a lot of penalties on both sides. All I can remember is Alex Palczewski. I can never say his name right. They kept calling it on him. I was like, dude, stop. It was getting kind of insane there at one point. I was like, come on. I was like, is this why people want to replace him so bad? But, yeah. First downs, Denver had 29 first downs to Cincinnati's 9. That's a big discrepancy right there. Turnovers, the Broncos had 1. That was the one pick. That was the only turnover of the game for either side. But, yeah, no, Bengals score first, 3-0, and then after that it was 28 straight points for the Broncos. I'm going to look at some other player stats here, and then we're going to wrap this video up. Great win. Hopefully the Broncos can build off this because their real test is coming up this week when they head to Philadelphia. That's going to be a really tough game for them. Yeah, the Bengals running backs, other than Chase Brown with the 40 yards, 5 yards or less for the other guys. Samaje Perine 1 carry, 4 yards, so yeah, he didn't do anything either. Yeah, here you go. R.J. Harvey had 14 carries for 58 yards, so combined, both the running backs had 159 yards. It's pretty good. Let's see, Jamar Chase, he only had 23 yards receiving. I mean, Chase Brown had more yards receiving than Jamar Chase. So, yeah, no, I'd have to say that I think Pastor Tane, I think he got the best of this matchup. Marvin Mims, 6 catches, 69 yards. Troy Franklin, 4 catches, 55 yards. And R.J. Harvey, 4 catches, 40 yards. That's what I like to see. Okay, the receivers all had pretty good games together. That's what we needed. We can't just have one receiver go off and everybody else have like a couple catches for like 15 yards. I mean, this is not good enough. But you have multiple guys that had 40 plus. You know, that spells for victory right there. Troutman, 2 catches, 32 yards as well. And Evan Ingram, 4 catches, 29. I know everybody wants to see him have a big game, which he will. He will eventually. I believe he will. Let's see what else. Let's look at the defense. So, sacks. We only had 3 sacks as a team. I felt like we had way more. Jonathan Cooper had half a sack, and then Nick Benito had a sack and a half. Who had the full sack? Oh, John Franklin Myers. So that is the sacks. 23 solo tackles as a team. 43 for the Bengals defense. Demetrius Knight Jr. had the interception for the Bengals. I'm looking at the kicking here. Evan McPherson 1 for 1. Will Lutz did not kick a field goal in this one. And that's really it. Kick returns. RJ Harry 2 for 58. And then Charlie Jones for Cincinnati 2 for 48. All right, that's going to do it. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the vid. Let me know what you guys think of this win. There was one turnover, though, that I could think of. I'm pretty sure this happened. I'm not seeing it on here, though. But it's where Marvin Mims caught the fair catch, and then the Bengals guy just ripped it out of his hand. Like, it bobbled like 3 times, and then the guy ripped it out of his hand. I literally saw it. I was like, oh, come on. And then I went back to cooking. So I don't know if that was actually a turnover because it says the one turnover, which was the interception. So I don't know. Maybe there's a flag and that was overturned. I don't know. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I got here. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the vid. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Other than that, stay safe, be good, go Broncos. I'll see you guys with a preview video in a couple days. Peace.